You opened this video instead of doing the thing you were supposed to do right now. Don't worry, I'm not judging you. In fact, that exact moment, that tiny, almost invisible choice, is exactly what this video is about. Because somewhere between Netflix autoplay, infinite scroll, and your third snack of the afternoon, something quietly changed in your brain. And the scariest part, it didn't feel like anything was wrong. It felt great. Welcome to Dopamine Nation, a world engineered for your pleasure and quietly wired against your peace. Let's start with the basics. Dopamine is not, I repeat, not the pleasure chemical. That's one of psychology's most popular misconceptions. Dopamine is the anticipation chemical. It fires not when you get the reward, but when your brain expects it might be coming. It's the maybe. It's the slot machine lever. It's the little red notification dot. Think of your brain like a fire in a fireplace. For most of human history, you had to work hard, hunt, gather, create, to get even a small log of dopamine. The fire burned warm and steady. But now we've been handed a flamethrower, and we keep pointing it at our own face, wondering why everything feels cold afterward. Dr. Anna Lumpke, a Stanford psychiatrist and author of Dopamine Nation, calls this the pleasure-pain balance, and she argues that modern life has tipped it so far toward pleasure that we've lost our ability to simply be okay. Here's something no tech company will put in their mission statement. Your app was built by the same psychological principles used to design casinos. Variable reward schedules. Sometimes you get a like, sometimes you don't. Sometimes the scroll reveals something fascinating, sometimes it's noise. That unpredictability is the cocaine of the digital world. B.F. Skinner discovered this with pigeons in the 1950s. Silicon Valley rediscovered it with humans in the 2010s. The average person checks their phone 96 times a day, not because they're weak, because they're human, and something very smart is exploiting exactly that. Remember the first time you tried your favorite food? The first episode of a show that absolutely wrecked you? The first time a song gave you chills? Now ask yourself, does it hit the same way? Probably not. And that's not nostalgia talking, that's neuroscience. When dopamine floods the brain repeatedly, the brain does something clever but cruel. It downregulates. It reduces the number of dopamine receptors, essentially lowering its own sensitivity. The result? You need more to feel the same. An ordinary life, a quiet morning, a good conversation, a walk in the park, starts to feel unbearably dull. This is not depression, clinically, but it rhymes with it. This is the one nobody talks about. When we organize our lives around dopamine hits, our routines, our social media feeds, our leisure, even our relationships, we slowly start to define ourselves through our pleasures. I'm the person who watches true crime. I'm the person who orders DoorDash at midnight. I'm the person who can't sit in silence. And then one day, someone suggests you try a digital detox, and it feels like they've asked you to disappear. That reaction, that panic, tells you everything. The pleasure isn't just something you do anymore, it's who you think you are. You don't need to become a monk, you just need to give your receptors a break. Dr. Lemke recommends a 30-day abstinence from your primary dopamine source, whatever's most compulsive for you. Not because the behavior is evil, but because you need to recalibrate your baseline. After 30 days, something remarkable tends to happen. A cup of good tea starts to taste extraordinary. A walk feels cinematic. Boredom stops being the enemy. You will not win through willpower. Willpower is a terrible strategy. Instead, engineer your environment. Delete the apps from your home screen. Put your phone in another room when you sleep. Create distance between you and the stimulus, and watch how much of the urge was never really desire at all, just proximity. For almost all of human history, dopamine came after effort. You hunted, you built, you made, then you felt the reward. Rebuild that sequence. Exercise before entertainment, create before consuming, finish before you reward. It sounds almost insultingly simple, but it works because it aligns with your brain's actual architecture, not against it. Here's what I want you to take away from this. You are not broken. You are not weak. You are a human being with a 3 million-year-old brain living in a world that was built last Tuesday, and it's doing its absolute best to keep up. The fact that you're here asking these questions, watching this video, that's not the problem. That's the beginning of the answer. The goal isn't to feel nothing. The goal isn't to become a stoic, screen-free hermit. The goal is to feel more deeply, more fully, more really, to want things again, to be surprised by life again. Take care of that beautiful, complicated brain of yours. It's the only one you've got.